Hey y'all, I think my Wi-Fi is coming back up. Okay. Hi, how y'all doing? I'm back with another Kiki and Giggle. Um, I don't know, I just did a video on Prissy P earlier, so y'all can go check that out if y'all like. If y'all don't, oh well, oh well, oh well. It is what it is. Y'all, today is my toddler's birthday. He's 3. I'm so excited. Yay! He's 3. And we had therapy today. And now he's not talking, but he knows how to, he imitates a lot of things, such as he imitates. He's not afraid of doing what you just did and doing it himself. Um, like for example, if he's watching you, he's watching every step I'm doing or everything I'm doing. Might not necessarily listening to everything, but he's definitely observing a lot. So I think that is a win for me. A win for him, not just for me, but it's a win. So hey, it is a day by day step. Okay, hey, it's a new thing for me. Okay, so I'm not the only one that had been going through it, and I won't be the last. So that's just my encouragement thing. Is every kid is different, and if you get to see another year with them and seeing them grow, it's a blessing. Like you don't need, like I always say, somebody asked me like, "Oh, what do you need?" Like absolutely nothing, just to be the kid that he is. And I think I never really had time to have my other kids be a kid, like, cause I was always working. But this one, I have to have him. He has no other choice but to be a kid. Like the other ones had to like learn how to like do a lot of surviving for the fittest. Not in a bad way, but in a way of these are your snacks. This is what you need to do. This is your tablet. This is your entertainment. And this one, I actually have to be a mom. Like, that is shocking. But I really have to be a mother with this one. I really have to give him compassion. It sounds bad, but it's true. I really have to be hands on. And the other ones, I was just like nonchalant, like, whatever. You want to go eat? And they would say no or yes. But this one, I have to be a mother. Like, did you have to be a mother? Yeah, yeah. And I'm paying the price for it, by the way. Slowly, you don't realize you're paying the price for it. Because when I say that is your children have better memories of their grandparents than they have of you in a very bad way. I will always probably tell this story to the day I die. When my daughter told me that she wanted a metal detector, and I told her no, that was weird. And my dad set me aside and said, just give it to her. But no black kid, y'all, my logic, no black kid gets a metal detector. Well, she still has it today. And she used that shit every time they went to the damn beach. Like she packs it up with their beach stuff. And my parents was like, oh, look at her using the metal detector. And she was about 14, y'all. Probably maybe 13. I say 13. She was 13, maybe 12, with a metal detector. And all the stuff that I want her to want, like lip gloss and all that stuff. And she still wanted that. But it was just that one thing. And I remember my mother going out of my way to get her a wand. Like, one of those Disney wands that we always wanted to have. and we could never really get it. She wanted that, and my mother bought her that for Christmas. And I was like, "Why did you buy her one?" It's her imagination, but she's 12, you know. So, like I said, I have to pay that price of not being the nurturing mother that I have to be with this one. Okay, I have to be with this one. Um, like, yeah, I have to be. I have to be a hands-on mother. I don't think I was ever, and then y'all was never a hands-on mother with the other two. Yeah, I wasn't. But you live and you learn. Okay, so when parents, when y'all want kids, know that it's not a walk in the park. You really gotta do it. Like, there's no half stepping. But y'all, let's get into my thumbnail. Y'all, I'm convinced there's two parties. Now it could be three parties. It could actually be but it could be a party on somebody's camp. It could be Medussa had a visitor yesterday. All right. And for some odd reason, I would not think that he would come on here. It could be a troll, y'all, so far. But I personally believe that it was on somebody's camp. And now y'all know what I mean. It could have been on my Jazzy Life's camp, somebody on her camp that is just trolling Medussa. Or it could be actually him. Or, hey, Toy, actually him. Or somebody on Medussa's camp that, needs to start, making it look popping. And four, just an actual troll. Okay. For some odd reason, I feel like it is actually two. No, it's actually four, three, four and three. But somebody on Medussa's camp. Not necessarily. Do I feel like he would actually come on live? No, he wouldn't. No, he won't. He run away from YouTube. He's not coming on YouTube to make it right with you. He just won't. I'm sorry to say that. Jazz, I really believe that Jazz most likely will have to be over his coffin for him to make it right with Jazz. That's just me. Okay. I don't think he's gonna ever make it right with Jazz or Medussa. But Medussa, you dragged him in the dirt. So he's not coming on here hands on and talking to you. But I will have to say, Medusa, if you actually thought that was him, you should have gave him a questionnaire on live. You and him will only know that information dead ass, right? All right. For example, um, what name did me and you? What was the first name, or what was the name that we did not agree to for you in Paris? Okay, that could have been an easy thing. And we was like, oh, that'd be a cute name. Because personally, I just think that name that name didn't let me have no meaning for you, Chris. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that in Paris, that didn't have no meaning. That didn't have nothing. Because Chris never been out the country. Medusa had a live a couple of days ago. So I could see if Chris had, he went out of the country and went to Paris and said, man, Paris is so beautiful. I'm gonna name my daughter Paris. Yeah, I can't see that. Okay. He allowed Jasmine to name his son Legendary. Just want to say, just hey, it is what it is. So Medusa, no, that wasn't him on your life. That most likely was four and three. Somebody in your camp or a troll. Because Jazz, no, because you had somebody on her camp will probably talk bad about you. But this is just me. Medusa, you can't hold a lie if it's not talking about Jazz. That girl, you was sad in your life. Like, you was sad. You've been gone for almost 3 weeks. and you have nothing to say. And I'm not talking about Jazz because I really don't feel like it is like her place to talk about Jazz right now because she already said what she had to say, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? And there's nothing that she can bite off of Jazz because Jazz is actually making her own content and making it funny for everybody to do lives, like putting on big ass shoes on her son's feet. But I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying that's between her. All right. But at the end of the day, Medusa, you really gotta do some homework. I'm sorry. You have to do some homework if you want to do this YouTube thing. And like I said before, Jasmine will always surpass you because you don't have it. You base was like, oh, well, I gotta do this, and you give me Olivia vibes. I really, when I see her lives, I'm like, damn, she like Olivia. But her and Olivia don't have. It's just the personality. Like you have nothing to talk about. But I would definitely have played with if that was supposed to be fake Chris and Chris down in a better place and why I'm a DM you all that great stuff. I'm like saying he could if he y'all, and this is something when I said what I said was I think it was somebody in her camp because they said something like I'm a DM you, and then earlier how can I contact you? Now obviously you can DM her. Y'all get what I'm saying? They be forgetting. That's why I said it wasn't a troll. It could be a troll, but mostly I think it was somebody in her camp that she needed to start controversial. And hey, if you bring up Jazz in the live, I can talk about her. But I guess they didn't get the assignment. Because again, you should have played with that. That could have been your leeway to play with my dad, with the whole Chris and Jazz thing. You could have been asking questions. You said that you told the people that you wanted him to come up there and be in the interview. That was your perfect time to do that. Didn't she say that, y'all? Well, I'm gonna try to get it, but now you seem like you're scared. All bark and no bite. I'm sorry. Some of y'all are Medusa fans, and I get it. But let's call a spade a spade. You told us that you was going to reach out to him and y'all can have an interview about on his side. That was the perfect time for you to do it. I'm sorry to tell you that. And that's the reason why I knew it was somebody on her camp because she didn't know how to navigate it right. She didn't know how to navigate it. So Medusa, I think I don't even want to watch your self care videos. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I won't watch it. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just real talk. If you had something more interesting, I don't even want to see children at this point in time. I think YouTube and children vlogs are like, it's played out. Um, it is. It's been played out. Even kids now, my kids, they watch they watch shit like Nika. Like my son be like, hey, when are you making us beans and franks and rice again? I never made that, but it looks good. That looks like it might be a fun meal. No, it's not, darling. But okay. The struggle meal. That's what my kids look for. They look for shit like that. Like, ooh, what kind of mess is that? My son be watching what is that? Well, I watched it. Now he's interested. He watched what is that? Food pantry hauls. like, how can we get a food pantry? Don't worry about it. I'm not doing that. Unless I really need it, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. That's not fun. That's for somebody who really needs it. And they don't want nobody playing all over the food that they could be using. So, but he thinks that's so interesting because these people get food and it'd be a lot of food. It's a lot of food. So, and also, his grandparents, they live right near, my mom works at a church. So they get boxes of food for their site, right? And they give them a box. So my son thinks that is the life. Like he knows mentally in his mind, he knows how to get free food when he gets older. Lord have mercy. But you get what I'm saying? Like kids are not watching the Prince family kids interact. They're not watching the Beverly Hall family. They're not watching them. Nobody don't watch. Now I know that nobody's not watching Nika kids to be a kid. That shit is depressing. So again, I don't want to see children. I don't want to hear children because I need to escape from my own children. So yeah, so Medusa's gonna really have to like step out of her own comfort zone than being in that little room and flinking her hair and put it on the filter. She's gonna have to show us more than just being Chris first baby, second baby mama. I'm sorry. I said what I said, but I just thought it was funny that you had all this fight when they had this breakup, and then you was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Chris and I'm gonna see if he can tell his side of the story," but then you shivered. And maybe it might have been him, but I really felt like it was on her camp. Like I said, Jazz had just her camp would have dragged her and dragged her mostly. So it wouldn't really necessarily be Jazz camp, but it definitely was Medusa's camp or actual troll. Because if it was Chris again, y'all, she would have been so happy to show us screenshots and all this great stuff. And again, he's asking you how to, in the beginning, he's asking you how to contact you, right? And then later on, he said, I'm going to DM you. Like, he knows how to get in touch with you. Y'all, they don't change, people don't change Instagrams and YouTubes like they change cell phone numbers. So again, he know how to get in contact with you. Y'all get what I'm saying? That was how y'all fed on it. That's how I need to bring in the views. But Medusa didn't work out. Because you didn't know how to get the entertainment. Also, when you're doing lives, like we do lives and stuff, lives can be very intimidating because you might see one person, then you go to 12, and then you go to one again. Um, I think sometimes, and I have to go with this too, Medusa, say what you mean and get off. Um, if you had nothing to say, just say, "Hey, y'all, I'm coming to give y'all a little update." Da 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 da. And I understand that because normally, if I do my lives like this one or the ones at night in my car, it's typically I already have my brainstorm. You, I think you want your lives to carry you, and they can't. They're there to watch you and to listen to you. Um, have something current event. Talk about. I think you really wanted to survival of like Reese Tracy. Don't do that, darling. Don't do it. I did see that you said, well, when the time I met so and so uncle and my friend, don't do that. Don't do that. It might work for that chick, but now y'all regretting it. A lot of people are regretting that. And y'all, I don't know if y'all are big fans of that story or that female, but every time she opened her mouth, I'm more frustrated with her. Y'all, I'm not lying to y'all. I really want her to sit down and shut up somewhere. So she recently did an update, y'all. It's not funny, but she recently did an update telling us that his brother Chris comes out, calls her, and tells her, "Hey, he's bipolar and he's schizophrenic. And my parents knew he was like this since he was a kid, and he stopped taking his medication." And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this man's been, y'all, I can't imagine being so pissed off with a sibling. And I have three brothers, two from my dad and his wife, and one from my mother. So, one from my mother. Well, either way, you know what? And like I said, old son, the way that she could have stopped to figure out it was a troll, she should have asked him intimate questions that those two will only know. Not sex wise, but like, what color was our charger? What color was our Magnum when we drove down to Texas? All right. Because y'all, I have a very good memory. Okay. I remember what people say. That's something, that's my downfall of having a relationship, because I'm like, hold up, nigga. You said this at this time. So now you trying to change it up. What is it? Okay. But no, seriously, she should have orchestrated that 10 times better and then started doing her questionnaire like she said she was. But that's besides the point. Um, but yeah, so I don't care how mad I get with my siblings. I think I checked on my siblings to make sure they was cool with my dad about every 4 weeks. Every 4 weeks. That's enough. This man has been 2 years. 2 years. And you did not once say, babe, we need to go visit these people. We need to go visit your family. Not because of COVID, y'all, girl, bye. When we got a curfew, okay? That didn't stop us from going to Walmart, Chick-fil-A. Girl, when COVID happened, everybody was eating out. All right. That's the one place where you should not freaking do. Be eating out during this time of crisis. But everybody's going eating out. You can't tell me you were scared to eating at somebody's restaurant with, gosh knows, we don't know who they let in with COVID, coughing and sneezing and all that great stuff, putting their hands and everything, and then serving it to you and your family. All right. So I can't stand that, because we have to really look at it like, damn, we did a lot of nonsense during COVID, and it's supposed to be something serious. And she talked about going out and them doing things, but they never seen the family. And her state that she never talked to the brother. Now, who do you think is the problem? I would say I think she's the problem, because personally, y'all, and like I said, I have a soft spot for certain people. When she said this man nearly spent almost their whole relationship talking to himself as he's talking to his brother, my heart went out to him. I know he was a conniving, but shit, she connived him too. All right. And he was like, how? Because she knew his desperate state. You can't tell me this man had a, can't tell me ABC. You know he had a desperate state, and you was more a prey to him than he was to you. I'm sorry to tell people that. You moved him in, and then you came back on here, y'all. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. You come on here trying to victimize your mistakes and your bad choices. And you know that if this man was a high AKA position in his job, why would he stay in the studio? Not because the places are expensive. That's a waste of money. I'm just saying. But yeah, don't do that, Medusa. Don't go on that. Don't go on that tantrum and try to make videos and talking about I survived or who the hell did I mingle with. Y'all, we don't. I'm tired of seeing these stories. And y'all, I never in my life, and before I go, I never in my life seen so many women be like, "Yay! I dated him too. Yay! That was my man too. Yes, I remember him. I survived him too. Did you? I never, y'all. If y'all, I don't know if y'all ever dated a guy that he's been in trouble or he just embarrassing as a whole. And there's somebody y'all slept with. They are embarrassing as hell. Something they did, they embarrassed as hell. I'm not claiming them. Y'all, I don't care what the popularity is. I'm not claiming them. That's just embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think she was more a prey. She was preying off of this man more than you would think that he was preying off of her. That's just me. I said what I said. Because there's no way that this story should be sitting right with anybody after 52, because that story should have stopped at least 10. I'm sorry, that story should never been a Mary story. That shouldn't be. It was like, who did I entertain after 2 weeks, 2 months? That would be my story. Now who the fuck got married? Who the fuck did I entertain for 2 months? That would been the story that it should have been. But she knew something wasn't right with him. And she used that for her advantage. I'm sorry to tell y'all that. So good luck with getting all the stuff. But I really hope nobody don't make no story out of this shit. I really pray they don't make a story out of this shit. Because all it's doing now is making people be stupid. Because I've been seeing it. I've been seeing different stories. Who the hell did I sleep with? Or who the hell? Yes, TikTok. Just writing. Who the hell? Who the f did I do what? Who the hell did? Who the what? What is it? Who in the hell or what the fuck? Who the fuck did I have a baby with? It was crazy. All of that is like, you should have ran a long time ago, but you gotta have compassion. That's our new way of life. You gotta have compassion. For what? Stupidity. Stupidity. Okay, because I'll be honest with you. There's somebody is if some people could come back in time, even in the 70s, from like the not the 70s, but early 40s, and they hear our struggle. I want to know what they really gonna laugh at. Like, will they really laugh at us? Like, we don't have struggles. We make our own problems. A lot of times, people, we make our own problems. Dead ass. We make our own problems. Just look at the doctors. The doctors can just tell you people make their own problems. until it becomes problems for real. Like nothing's wrong with you. You're fine. Your back is normal until you know they actually complain so much they're actually starting to hurt. I just I don't want a y'all, and I'm saying this. Reese don't belong in the dating pool anymore, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because she's gonna always know how to be the victim. I said it. She's gonna always learn how to be the victim. She won't overcome it. It is what it is. But I'll talk to y'all beautiful people later. I'm going to do a riddle because I always do a riddle in my job at night, not my morning job. All right. Y'all might know it, y'all might not, but it is what it is. Y'all ready? With only using two letters, I'm sorry, two letters, how can you spell candy? All right. Only using two letters, how can you spell candy? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.